If the most personalized thing in your cold email is someone's first name, company name, or something about their LinkedIn post, you're doing exactly what everyone else is doing. None of that is true personalization, it's the illusion of personalization. What actually works is when an email is specifically written for that person, what their business does, and why your offer applies to them. And you can do this for thousands of leads without manually researching a single one. By the end of this video, you're gonna see how to personalize a full email for every single lead in your campaigns without visiting a single website, a single LinkedIn page, or without writing a single word of copy. And if you don't change what you're doing right now, you're gonna be burning through leads and doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing and being one of the 15 messages in your prospect's inbox. But before I show you the fix, we need to understand why exactly what you're doing right now is the same thing that everyone else is doing and why it's not going to work very soon. In the cold email space for the past couple of years, everyone's been telling you to do the exact same thing. Go to someone's website, go to someone's LinkedIn page, get some information about them, and use AI to create the first line of personalization, plug it into your cold email sending tool, and send it at scale. And it sounds pretty smart, right? You're technically referencing something specific about that lead, and then you're sending it to them specifically, and you're not just sending a generic templated email. The only problem with that is everyone got the same advice. So everyone's doing the exact same thing. Hey, Sarah, I saw your post about XYZ. Hey, Mike, congratulations on your new funding. This is something that everyone is doing right now, so you're not standing out from anyone else who is cold emailing. Your prospects are getting the same 10, 15, 20 emails every single day that looks the exact same with one line of personalization at the top and a generic pitch underneath. You can look at this as writing a handwritten sticky note, putting it onto a flyer, and then sending that flyer out at scale. And people using first name, company name inside of their emails are just merge tags from 2012 being repackaged as personalization today. So you really have two camps of people right now. The people using merge tags like first name and company name, and then people scraping LinkedIn posts and saying, hey, I've seen something that you posted on LinkedIn. Both camps are using pretty generic outreaches to go ahead and send these emails out, which everyone else is doing. Therefore, the question is not how do I personalize the email more, but why aren't I personalizing the whole email for the prospect? Don't get me wrong, first line personalization does work, but as we start advancing with AI models that can write better copy, as we start advancing and more people are using merge tags and scraping LinkedIn posts, that's going to get played out, and we're going to have to start personalizing whole emails for these prospects so that way they know this email was written exactly for me, and we're not just using those merge tags and having the same generic pitch underneath. If you think about this from the prospect's perspective, the first line earned you a couple seconds of their attention, but then the generic pitch absolutely lost it. It's not relevant to you, it's not relevant to what you provide, or even them specifically and how both connect and why it makes sense for them to take action on that email. Now compare that to an email where the subject line is specifically related to a problem they may have talked about, the opening line presses on that pain point, the body ties what you're offering into exactly the problem that they were just mentioning, and the call to action isn't just some generic, hey, are you open to a quick call? It's something specific and you're offering value to that prospect. The email doesn't feel like an outreach message that you just blasted to a whole list. It feels like you're trying to solve a specific pain point for that person based on the research and the homework that you did on them prior to reaching out. But here's the thing, if you did this for hundreds of leads, spending 10 minutes researching them and then creating personalization for each individual lead, you're going to be spending at least 16 hours just to get a campaign up and going. Not to mention if you're reaching out to thousands or tens of thousands of leads, this is going to take a very long time. And that's exactly why people default to the first line of personalization, because it's a lot easier to do and you can send it out at scale. Because there's a way to get that depth of personalization, the full email, a full sequence, as well as the subject line, the intro, the body, the call to action, and you don't have to spend hours doing this. You can have this all in your sending tool, give it the information about that lead, and have the AI go do the research and write all of this for you. Let me walk you through exactly how this works inside of Reach Inbox. Step one is going to be uploading your leads into the platform. You do this just how you do it with any campaign. You have your lead list with the first name, last name, company name, job title, etc., and you just upload it into the platform. The more context, the more data you have on the leads, the better your personalization is going to be because it has more data points that I can go ahead and reference. The more context you give it, the sharper your output would be, but it's not necessary. Step two is the platform pulls the prospect's context automatically. It will go ahead, look at their LinkedIn page, look at their website, look at any data points that you gave it. It can identify the problem points that they've been referencing. It can identify their job title, what their company is, the specific problems that's happening in that industry, so that way you can hone in on those specific points and create personalized copy for each individual lead based on the data that it has available to it. If you also have domain expertise, you can lead the model in a specific way. For example, if you know that someone's running paid ads and they don't have a Facebook pixel on their website, that they're not having proper attribution and tracking, and you can go ahead and tell the model that, so that way it can look for those specific data points to make your copy even better, more valuable, and more personalized for all the leads that you're reaching out to. Step 3 is it pulls your context as well. Like most other AI personalized lines, it's all about the information it finds on the prospect, but it doesn't look at what you provide, how you're different, the offer that you're running, and how you're positioned in the market to serve this offer to them specifically. So it's going to go through, look at your website, look at how you're positioned, your case studies, all the information that you have on there, so that way it can tailor this pitch specifically to this prospect based on who you are and who they are. This allows you to shape your value prop to the specific person that you're reaching out to. So for example, if you have marketing services, you can tailor it very specifically, whether you're talking to the VP of marketing, someone who probably understands some of the terminology that you use yourself, versus someone who's the head of sales who might speak a little bit differently and look at it from a different lens. Step 4 is it generates the full sequence from the first email to the second email, the subject line, the intro line, the body, the call to action, all based on this information. So that way you can personalize these emails at scale and do the whole sequence, not just email 1, not just the first line. Step 5 is to review and analyze what it came up with. I suggest doing this for a couple leads to see what it comes up with, and then you can tailor the response by going back, adding some more context to the model, so that way it understands more about you, more about your offer, or more about the prospect, so that way you can get the desired outputs. And then once you have those desired outputs, you can go back through the list and then regenerate it for all the leads and get these fully personalized sequences the way that you would typically write them. Let's say you're selling a marketing analytics platform and you're speaking to a VP of marketing at a fintech company. Here's what the first line approach would look like. The subject line, quick question. The body, hey Sarah, I saw your recent post about building a data-driven marketing team. Really great stuff. I'm reaching out because we help marketing leaders get better visibility into their campaign performance. Our platform gives you real-time dashboards, attribution modeling, and ROI tracking so you can make faster decisions. Would you be open to a quick 15-minute chat this week? The first line about her LinkedIn post is actually pretty decent, but everything after that is just a generic pitch that could be sent to any VP of marketing in a fintech space. Not even the fintech space, just any VP of marketing, really. Referencing back to what I said before, this is like writing a customized sticky note and then putting it on a flyer and sending out the flyer. Now here's what a full personalization sequence may look like. For the subject line, Sarah, how's attribution? Sarah, been looking at how company name is positioning the neobank space and notice you're scaling paid acquisition pretty aggressively based on what's on your site. That usually means CAC is getting more expensive quarter over quarter, especially in fintech where every competitor is bidding on the same keywords. We built a platform that helps marketing teams in financial services isolate which channels they're actually driving qualified pipeline versus top of funnel volume, so you can cut spend on what's not converting without killing your momentum. Would it make sense to show you how similar fintech company used this to reallocate about 30% of their paid budget? Happy to send over how this worked for them. Every line in the email is shaped to who she is, who her company is, and the problems that they're facing in their specific industry. And none of this was written manually, all by the AI, by analyzing their website, analyzing their LinkedIn posts, and seeing the gaps in which we could attack and the angles that we can use based on them specifically and the offer that you provided it. Now, you may be saying that these emails sound like AI wrote them, and sometimes they will, but that's the reason why we're going to go back and edit how we give the information to the model, so that way it can write it in a way that we would deem pretty quality. You may also think, I'm going to lose control over my messaging and how it sounds. And you're not losing control, you're just getting a very good starting point. And this is why going back and forth with the information that you're providing, whether it's from your website, whether it's extra data or how you want your offer positioned, or even the language that you're using within your email, you can go ahead and tell the model how you want it to write and then have it go ahead and write it from there. You may also think, I don't want to personalize every single lead. And that's perfectly okay. Instead, try this on a specific segment, a smaller segment at first. Go back and forth with the AI model, have it use your website, have it use specific data that you give it for the leads, and then A/B test it against the campaigns that you're sending with first line personalization and see if it's worth rolling out to the other campaigns. If you start small and you test and iterate over time, you're going to find an output that you're happy with and that outperforms these other campaigns. And once you find that, that's when you can go ahead and start rolling this over to all the other campaigns that you're doing. But here's the shift that no one's really talking about. AI personalization first lines do work, but for how long are they going to work? As everyone's starting to use AI in their cold emails, it's going to start to become background noise, and people are going to start picking up that the first line seems to be pretty personalized. It's going to buy you that attention, but then the rest of the pitch is going to be pretty generic, and you're just going to start getting filtered out like everyone else in the inbox. So how do we differentiate against this? We use full AI personalized sequences, so that way every email 1, email 2, if you're doing multiple follow-ups, even those emails are personalized to that specific prospect, so that way you're standing out against everyone else who's just using those first lines of personalization. It's not whether the first line personalization works, it's how long it's going to continue to work. If you're relying on first line personalization and your reply rates are starting to go down or not be as consistent as they used to, go ahead and try this. Grab a test segment of leads, put it into hyper-personalization inside a reach inbox, and go back and forth with the model, play around with it, so that way you can get the outputs that you're looking for, personalize full email sequences, and then test it against the first line personalization. As the AI models get better, as time progresses, this is going to become even easier to do, and it's going to be almost a no-brainer just how first-line personalizations kind of came into the scene and are just the go-to now. This is eventually going to be the go-to where you're going to have to personalize the full email sequence instead of just that first line. But don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and test a segment of leads with hyper-personalization, test it with first-line personalization, and look at the results that you're getting from both. Once you find something that works, go ahead and deploy it across your other campaigns. As these models get better over time, you're going to eventually start leaning more towards sequence personalization versus just first lines. And so if you want the easiest way to go ahead and test this, the first link down in the description is going to be Reach Inbox. Go and use their hyper-personalized feature and just test with your different campaigns with these different approaches and see what works best for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about hyper-personalization or how you can go ahead and use this in your setup, leave them down in the comment section below. I'll be responding to those comments, and happy testing.